And we're live. Hello everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, happy time zones wherever you might be. I'm Emma and welcome back to the House of Hubris here on twitch.tv/Saracent. Welcome back to the Zero Escape series. Welcome back to Virtue's Last Reward, now on episode 15. So even if we finish it today, which frankly hardly seems likely, this will be tied for the longest game I've ever played in terms of episodes. So yeah, well, longest game I've ever streamed. Obviously my thousands of hours in other games suggest the other thing is not true. Let's just go into continue so we can, not sit around waiting for the intro cinematic to hit. So yes, here is our save file. We got another character ending last time. It was a hell of a thing last time because we got Kay's ending, which mostly consisted of us screwing up, getting penalised, and dying, but before we died we managed to see Kay's face, and also Kay murdered Dio. And Kay has the same face as Sigma, leading credence to the Sigma is a clone filled with mysterious white fluid theory. What else? Oh yeah, of course, and then in a different branch, me, Alice and Luna went into the Golem Bay, which turns out to be where they build semi-sentient robots, and we had a long chat about philosophy of mind with a robot who, for some inexplicable reason, was a Cockney. So you all got to hear my bad attempt at Cockney. That was a thing. And yeah, we just got out of there, I believe. And we are in, as it says, Warehouse A. Let's get on with it, shall we? Let's. Yes, Dio has just opened the Ambidex door, I think. Ambidex room. We pushed through the magenta door and ran into the warehouse. There stood Phi, Dio, and Kay. Hey, what the hell, guys? Actually, is this going to be the same as the scene before? No. No, because we've got different people with us. Why did you open the AB gate before everyone got back? I apologize. We only turned away for a moment. Dio opened it. You got a problem with that? Of course we do. Why? I don't remember us all promising we wouldn't open the thing until everyone showed up. This isn't about promises. Are you stupid? Or just an asshole? Well, given that he's literally a genetically engineered terrorist, I'm going to go with the latter. Also a bit of the former. Thank you, Alice. Probably both. We were able to get back here in time, but what about the others? Tenmyoji, Quark, and Clover are still out there somewhere. What were you planning to do if they didn't get here on time? Nothing. Why would I have to do anything? Didn't you hear the voice? Anybody who doesn't get back in time to vote just gets their vote automatically set to ally. Seems pretty straightforward to me. So what if they don't get back in time? They'll all get set to ally, and all three of them will get 2 BP. Sounds like a sweet deal to me. Tenmyoji's only got 1 BP. I figure he'll be pretty happy to get 2 more. And that'll put Quark and Clover up close to 9. So that's not too bad for them either. In other words, they ought to be thanking me. Did you guys find a note? What? What is this? We found it in our safe. Read it. Here are some more AB game rules for you. Not voting is not an option. If both parties refuse to vote, then everybody gets penalized. In other words, 1 person out of every color group, 3 has to vote. I've got something in my eye. Thrilling livestream content as I attempt to stop my eyelashes fighting me. I have powerful eyelashes, what can I say? What the hell, man? This wasn't in our room. Back me up here, guys. He's right. There was no such note in our safe. Well, damn. That's a bummer. I'd never have opened the gate if I'd known about this. Yeah, you would. Really? Of course. I'm worried about the others. If time runs out, they'll be penalized, yes. I know. Quark is part of that team. Maybe something happened with him. He seemed a little off before we headed into the chromatic doors. I mean, there's seeming a little off, and then there's just suddenly sinking to your knees in despair in the middle of doing something else. That seems like more than just a little bit off. This is bad. Hey, wait a minute. Where's Alice? She was here just a minute ago. She doesn't look like she's here, but nobody ever looks like they're in the background art. Oh! Took me only a moment to spot her, because there aren't many places to hide in this room, I suppose. She was several yards away and kneeling down to look at something on the floor. What she was looking at, I couldn't tell. I was about to head over and see what was going on when... Ah, here they are. See, it's fine. Not sitting here panting. Whoa, hey guys. Quark! Has Quark been here? Did something happen to him? He disappeared! Disappeared? What do you mean? I mean, he's gone. We can't find him anywhere. Kay, that shot of Kay gets me every time. Just the... When was the last time you saw him? We were heading back here. Temyoji... Oh no, that's not him. Temyoji and I went into the lounge, but Quark didn't follow us. We turned around and started calling for him, but... When he didn't respond, we ran back the way we'd come. And you couldn't find him? Right. We thought maybe he just hadn't seen us go into the lounge. So we checked the crew quarters and the infirmary. But he wasn't there either. Alright. We need to split up. Always the best idea in a horror situation. Also Goose. If we can't find him in any of the floor A rooms, we'll move to floor B. Okay. I need to go tell Alice. You guys go on ahead. Right, you do that. Way to get immediately distracted, Sigma, honestly. Why are you this mystery protagonist? Why do we have these map transitions? So many questions. Womp. Hey! Quark! Quark! Are we gonna show us opening all 4 doors? Oh my god, we actually are. We made all these backgrounds for this game, and you're gonna look at them all! Oh, thank god. Fire's here to save us. He's not here. He's not in the 2 rooms I opened. I checked both rooms. Oh, right, okay. Sigma and Fire were both checking these rooms. Fair enough. He's not in the other 2 either. There's no one here. Temyoji and Kay are in the lounge, and Dio and Luna should be checking the infirmary. Right. Okay, let's leave that to them and head to floor B. Just check all the rooms with everybody in pairs, because this is just turning into Anime Among Us. Which is, now that I say it out loud, an extremely fun phrase to say, and I recommend you all try it. Anime Among Us. What? These transitions are too long, but you know that we're 15 episodes in. Can't fast forward them because there's content on the other side. You went through the red door with Dio and Kay, right? Yeah, so? What's on the other side of that door? You want to see it? Yeah, maybe Corcoran that. Fine. Follow me. Again, you could just say, so we did, and I'd believe you. This is the pantry? Yeah. Got it. Seen that map transition so many times and starting to learn it. This is the pantry. Pantry? That drawer over there is stuffed with processed food. Wasn't half bad, actually. You ate it? Yeah. There was some paella, nasi goreng, schnitzel, yukajang, borscht, and tom kha gai. This is why we got that note in one of the secret files that was just telling us what each of these dishes are. It was just for this one line, clearly. Oh, and I ate the chef's pasta too. That's a lot of food. Can't help it. I'm a grown girl. How old are you? 20, I think. Well, yeah. Just stop. I don't even know where to start here. 1, by the time you hit 20, you're done growing. One would hope. 2, you think? You should be old enough to know how old you are. 3, how on earth are you 20? You look like you're, what, 13 if you're a day. No, she doesn't. Jesus, I'm bad at gauging ages, but Sigma's clearly worse. Can't believe you're only 2 years younger than me. Wait, he's been perving on her on and off all game and he thought she was 13? Excuse me, I'm sure I left my red flags around here somewhere. Heh, now that's funny. You must have done a lot of drugs to look like that at 22. I mean, she's not wrong. Give me a break, you little punk. Don't call me little. I'm an adult, you dried up asshole. Fine, whatever. So this place has enough food to keep people alive for a few years, huh? Looks like this stuff isn't going to expire anytime soon. Yeah, the use-by date is about 100 years from now. How about water? There's a tank over there. It looks like they're pulling it out of some kind of well. Is it safe? Well, since Dio isn't rolling around on the floor in agonizing pain, I'm gonna go ahead and assume it's okay. Yet. Not rolling around on the floor in agonizing pain. Yet. Growth mindset, Fi. You made him drink it to make sure it was safe? I mean, it seems reasonable. I guess you could say that. So you ate all the food without second thought, but the water struck you as possibly dangerous. No, I was careful with the food too. Dio had some of it first and it seemed fine, so I... Oh, I almost forgot. What? I ate something else. Is this going to be relevant to anything? Twice cooked pork. No, it's not going to be relevant to anything else. Cool. Oh, for God's sake! Why the hell are you shouting about that? Wait a minute. Twice cooked pork? What is it? Well, that just reminded me of something. Reminded you of what? This might seem hard to believe, but... bullshit. Oh, come on, at least let me tell you first. Okay, that was a pretty good one, Fi. Alright. What is Twice Cooked Pork reminding him of? Oh, Cockney Robot. I explained how we'd found a room called Golem Bay on the other side of the green door, and how we'd met a robot there named GOLM who'd told us a very interesting story. I see. So the GOLM guy was turned off just when he was about to tell you something. Yeah. So the last thing he said was, see, right in the middle of... Yeah. Right in the middle. Middle could be from Middle Kingdom, which is another name for China. I mean, strong trivia brain, but I doubt it. Well, this was utterly pointless. Really? I don't think so. Please, explain. Well, maybe he was trying to say that this game is like the Chinese room. In other words... can nobody finish a sentence around here? Hadoken your face off. Sigma, Phi. There you are. I've been looking all over for you. What's going on? Something bad. Something really bad. Cool. Care to be any more vague? Come on, spill it. Alice. How is Alice dead? Well, that tends to happen. Alice is... Just come with me. She's in the crew quarters. She always ends up dead in room 2 of the crew quarters. But first, we have to watch this entire scene transition. Top to bottom. Well, bottom. Okay, at least it didn't have to show us the elevator opening and closing and us standing in the dark while it goes... Could be worse, I suppose. Oh, hey, who could have seen this coming? What? No, this isn't real. Is this going to be the same? Can we fast forward? No. All I could hear was Zero's words echoing in my ears. Your heart stops. Your bracelet comes off. If you've never been in turbulence, it's hard to explain. You feel the sudden alien weightlessness of a long fall, and for just a moment you're painfully aware of the fact that you are thousands of feet above the earth, in a flimsy machine made by fallible men, kept aloft by a scientific principle that nobody actually understands. If you've never seen a friend dead, it's hard to explain, but it's a little like that. I knelt down beside Alice's body and pressed a shaking hand to her throat. No pulse. Also, she was not your friend, Sigma. She clearly hated you. Read the room. Her skin had already turned pale. The thing in front of me looked like a human being, but it wasn't being a human any longer. How had this happened? I knelt there for several long moments, staring blankly ahead. My throat burned, my chest was tight, but I forced myself to take 3 progressively calmer breaths, and then stood. I clenched my fist, took one last breath, and turned. Who found her first? Me? I was looking for Quark on floor B and couldn't find him. So I came back here and... well, you know the rest. Hey, what's that look supposed to mean? You better not be thinking I did it. Well, suspicion often falls on the first to discover a crime. Fuck that. She'd already been murdered when I got here. How do you know she was murdered? What? Come on, it's obvious. She's got a knife sticking out of her chest. Does that look like an accident or suicide to you? I mean, it could feasibly be either. Less likely to be an accident than a suicide, but that's very possible. How do you know the weapon was a knife? I mean, you can see it. What? All you can see from here is the handle. Yeah, but there's presumably a blade attached to it, Fire. It'd be kind of hard to stab somebody with just a handle. For all you know, it could have been an ice pick or some kind of tool. I feel like you're needlessly nitpicking here. A reasonably sensible usage. Well, yeah, I guess that's true. But, I mean, come on, who wouldn't look at that and assume it's a knife? I mean, it's not fair to suspect someone just because they happen to be the first one to find the body. Not sure what happened to Dio's voice for a second there. If you want to be like that, then the last person to see Alice is the person you should be looking at. Who was the last person to see her? I need to go tell Alice. You guys go on ahead. Alice. Why? This wasn't supposed to happen. Promise me we'd catch them together. Don't do this. Clover. I can't trust them anymore. It could have been any one of them. They killed you, Alice. I can't forgive them for that. I'm gonna get revenge. I'll find out who killed you and I'll... Hey, Clover. Shut up! Don't you talk to me! I'm sorry, Alice. Her voice shook as she spoke. Before anyone could say anything, she turned and ran out of the room. Just out of interest, just so I remember, where are we on the flowchart? Yeah, only got currently 2 branches left. That's exciting. Done all of this tier of rooms. We've got some open locks to go back to. Well, 1 really. But yeah, gotta finish these branches first. Wait! Clover, come back! Tenmyoji took off in pursuit, and I made to follow when announcer. Nope. It's pointless. Even if you caught up to her, she'd never tell you anything. Think it through. There are 2 possibilities. Either Clover killed her, or she didn't. If the former is true, then I doubt she would confess. If the latter is true, then I imagine she'll be just as reticent. Cool, way to invalidate the possibility of doing any detective work ever. After all, Alice and Clover seem to know each other, almost like they were government ninjas together. What? In fact, they seemed quite close. It seems safe to assume that Clover is currently very suspicious of all of us. Well, I mean, given that she said out loud, I can't trust any of them anymore. Seems like a logical leap. I doubt she would open up to anyone right now. You seem pretty calm. Did you do it? Not again. Well, if you really want to suspect me, please go ahead. I'm beginning to feel rather accustomed to it. I would ask you to consider my motive for killing Alice. Specifically, the fact that I have none. Well, yes, but none of us do. None of us have ever met Alice before, right? So why would we want to kill her? You are correct. But only if the murder had a motive beyond, well, murder. What do you mean? Do you remember when we found the old woman? It seemed clear that her killer was Zero Senior, and that they were one of us. There is every reason to think the same person murdered Alice. Perhaps this person plans to kill us one by one. Perhaps the entire nonary game is just window dressing. Very expensive and complex window dressing. But hey, rich people, I guess. Perhaps the only reason we are here is so that Zero Senior can kill us at his leisure, in a world of his own creation. Why would anyone do such a horrible thing? Presumably because they enjoy killing. Zero Senior seems to be rather distant
disturbed.
Hold on a minute. That doesn't mean they're one of us. It could be a 10th person hiding out somewhere. No. Well, why not? There's no way Zero Jr. wouldn't notice that. Yeah, but if we're saying it's his boss, then why would he say anything about it? And if he did notice, I really don't think he'd just let something like that slide. But isn't Zero Jr. just an AI without a body? What could he do? Maybe, but Zero Senior has a body. Do you think they'd really just let a 10th unwanted participant just run around murdering people? Or what if the 10th person is Zero Senior?
Not possible. At least, not so long as we assume Zero Jr.'s statement to be the truth.
Why would we assume that? Why would you assume that the people who are that you're positing are trying to kill you would tell you the truth all the time? This just in. Lies. I know, what a concept, right? Apologies for that. Yes, it's 2:30 in the afternoon, but it is Saturday, and thus, that still counts as morning. I say that for most of my days, that still counts as morning.
Do you remember? The 21st day in... Oh wait, no, not that. He made it quite clear that the real Zero was one of us.
Again, evil rabbit AIs can lie. I thought about what Kay had said. If the killer was Zero Senior, then who could be the killer? Dio? Luna? Kay, perhaps? Or maybe Clover? My money's on Luna, and I don't know why. Possibly just because she seems too nice? Just putting it out there. Putting it out there. There was always 10 Miyagi. 5, maybe? Nah, it couldn't be her. I've been with Fi the whole time we were looking for Quark. There was no way she could have slipped away to stab Alice in the chest. Wait a minute. There was one person I'd forgotten. Quark. It seemed like a bit of a stretch to think a kid could kill someone of Alice's size, though. Well, that meant there were 5 real suspects. Okay, no, Quark's clearly evil just because he's been dismissed out of hand like that. That's how it works. Dio, Luna, Kay, Clover, and Ted Miyagi. Huh. Where had Quark gone? 10 minutes remain until Ambidex game polling closes. All players, please enter your votes. If no vote is recorded before the deadline is passed, any non-voting parties will automatically ally.
Apparently Zero doesn't feel like this is worth stopping the game for. A blunt but effective way to make the point.
What do you mean?
We should get to the warehouse. Seems clear he feels no compunction about killing us should we disobey the rules. As such, I recommend we follow them.
The others filed out of the room. I turned to face Alice. Alice. Find out who did this to you. I promise. I felt my stomach settle back into its normal configuration, and the fire in my chest melted the icy hand from my spine. I stood up straight, gave Alice one last nod, and walked after the others, leaving my regrets lying on the cold floor, and then we had a mad transition. Oh. Neurotransmitters, I heard half them. Hey, look. 2 of the AB gates are closed already. Probably Tenmyoji and Clover. Wasn't he a pair? Doesn't Quark need to go with him? As long as one person in each pair is there, it should be okay. Sharing their destiny, huh? Pretty much.
That's good news for you, Sigma. After all, you're a pair, but your partner is... well, I'd rather not say it.
Yeah. I know. Good luck for you, huh, Luna? What? I don't understand what you mean. Well, if Alice was still alive, you'd have a hard time choosing Betray. She only had one BP left. If you'd picked Betray, you could have killed her. Of course, that's not really a problem now. Stop that, Dio. I would have chosen Ally regardless. I mean, Sigma's going to be my opponent. And I trust him. Let's ruin that. Really? Oh, this is interesting. If one of you guys picks Betray, we are going to get a show. Dio.
Ignore him. How do you and Phi plan to vote?
You even got to ask. Ally. Of course. Right, Phi? I don't know about that. It's a difficult question.
What?
Well, if we choose Ally and Kay chooses the opposite, then he'll have 9 points. He can go through the number 9 door whenever he wants. But it's not as simple as just choosing Betray either. If Kay decides to ally for some reason, then you'd end up with 9 points. So we should both choose Ally. Seems easy to me. Oh, Jesus. Ugh. Oh. I didn't get a huge amount of sleep, can you tell?
You're planning on betraying me, aren't you, Dio?
Well, I mean, look at him.
As soon as you go through that door, it will only be the two of you in that room. I've no doubt you could overpower Phi if you had the desire to.
I have doubt. Give me a little credit. No one has more gentle points than me. That's not a thing. You can't just start assigning yourself gentle points. These are not recognized in any bank or any high street shop. You think someone of my stature would resort to violence? The nerve. Of my I'm assuming you mean, like, social stature and not physical stature, because I feel like I could take Dio in a fight. Like, me IRL. What? This is just a thought, but why don't all of you promise to choose Betray? Then you wouldn't have to worry about anything. If you knew the other person was going to betray you, you'd have no choice but to do the same. That seems pretty negative for you, Luna. I'm sorry. Nothing to apologize for. We appreciate your suggestion and we'll take it into consideration. But unfortunately, I don't think it's a very good idea. See, my goal is to beat this game. But Phi? Maybe that wasn't the best way to put it. When I say I want to beat it, I mean defeat it completely. I want to get us all out of here. We haven't beat the Nonary game until we're all out of this place. I guess we won't all be getting out anymore, though. Oh, you mean Alice? No, I mean we're going to leave Dio behind because it's a shale. Yeah. At any rate, all of us choosing Betray every time is hardly ideal. We'd never escape. Then what are you going to do? Kay needs to choose ally. It's the only way.
How will you make sure I do that? I have no guarantee that you'll choose ally as well.
Would you do it if I could give you that guarantee?
Well, yes, I suppose so.
You promise?
Yes.
Good. Let's do this. Dio. There's someone behind you. What? The moment Dio turned his head, Fi was off. With seemingly superhuman strength, she leapt through the air across the room and through the AB gate. What the fuck? You bitch! Okay, no, that was a very strong play. Yeah. God damn it, Fi! Open this fucking door. I don't think she's going to, mate. Pounded on the door, screaming, but showed no signs of opening again. Fuck! He gave the door one last slam for good measure, then ran into the next open one. Invalid pair detected. Please retry with valid partner. Members of a pair cannot vote in separate rooms. What? Why the fuck not? This is against the rules. How am I supposed to vote? It's not. It's perfectly within the rules as they've been expressed to you. God. This is bullshit. I see. This is how Fi can guarantee her choice. Dio can't vote now, so the chance that Fi will choose ally just went way up. After all, if you pick ally and she betrays you, then
Dio will have 9 points.
Exactly.
But don't you think Fi might be worried that Kay will break his promise? After all, if he can be pretty sure that Fi is going to choose ally, then...
You needn't worry. Her plan is very clever. I will definitely choose ally.
Two minutes remain until polling closes.
We don't have much time left. Exactly 2 minutes, in fact. Let's go.
Right.
Okay. Sigma,
What?
you are going to choose ally, right?
Not the first time. Of course. Both have 5 VP right now. Even if I did betray you, I only get 3 points. That's not enough to escape. So I'll have to wait until the next round anyway. Sorry, that was me zoning out a minute and having a flash of epiphany about something. I can't remember what. Thrilling stream content, I know. Makes sense?
Oh, I see.
Huh?
Oh, nothing. Never mind. Anyway, you promised. You have to choose ally.
No, I don't. Right, I will. No, I won't. Failure states. Failure states. Stop the console. Failure states. "30 seconds remain until polling closes." Now, what are we gonna do? Well, I guess there isn't really any question. After all, I promised Luna that I'd pick ally. What if she would lie to it?
I would have chosen Ally regardless. I mean, Sigma's going to be my opponent. And I trust him. 10 seconds remain until Ambidex's big game polling closes. Nine, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2,
1. I'm going to Inception slow-mo. Anyway, you do the dick move first. Check out this bit of cookware I got for roasting insects. No, that was funny in my head and not funny as soon as I said it out loud. Also, I can't remember the proper punchline, so make your own up, I guess.
results will be displayed in the warehouse.
We fast forward this? No. There's participation. Okay, so.
Results from round 2 of the Ambidex game will now be displayed. Please direct your attention to the results screen. And do the anime portrait thing.
Betrayals. Feeling bad, but only a bit. Quark's got 9, but he's not going anywhere anytime soon.
Points have been assigned or subtracted accordingly. Please check your bracelet to see your updated bracket points.
Wow, leaning like that has made my arm phase into the background almost entirely. Hello, I do still have a right arm, I promise. Lots of 8s out there.
Sigma, why? You promised. How could you? Why wouldn't you say something? At least give me an excuse. Say you wanted to protect everybody, or you slipped and hit the wrong button. Anything. I don't care if it's a lie. Just say something. I can't trust you anymore, can I?
I mean, why did you ever trust him in the first place? Also, there's a good Left at London song for that. What is my chair getting caught on? Answer appears to be the floor, which is singularly unhelpful. You'd think a chair would be able to handle the floor, given how much time it spends there. And yet. Oh. Yeah, this is the one where I yawn. Long pause.
I see. Alright then. You did it so that you could get more points. Right.
I wanted to say no, but I couldn't. She was right. I shut my eyes and I turned away.
I trusted you. Goodbye.
Cool, we've driven Luna into despair even without the brain plague. Luna's face twisted as she spun away, but not before I saw tears glistening in the corners of her eyes. My heart sank into my stomach like a lump of lead. I'd lost something very precious. Like they say, trust takes years to build, but only a second to break. If only I could have taken that second back, but That was impossible. No such thing could ever happen around here. Life only moves in one direction, and you only get to make your choices once. What do you think this is? Life is strange. Past is the past, and it stays there. Hey! Where do you think you're going?
Isn't it obvious? I'm going to look for Quark.
Hey, wait! Chloe yelled after him, but Tenmyoji ignored her and continued toward the magenta door. She glared at his receding back and muttered something under her breath. Something must have happened between them. Tenmyoji, you're going to look for Quark, right?
Yeah, so?
I want to help.
No thanks.
Really?
As much as I'd love to say that I need all help I can get. Think you can give me a hand?
Of course. Let's go.
Oh.
They headed off through the magenta door together. And we had to animate every step of the way. I'm amazed they haven't broken these transitions down to like individual footfalls. Clover was left standing by herself, brows furrowed and head down, deep in thought. Then suddenly she stood up straight and took off through the cyan door. Why has this game made me start to say cyan? Like the capital of Wisconsin. I should know that off the top of my head. Actually, is it a Mexican state? I don't know. I turned and saw that only Phi and Kay were left. Where's Dio?
He went off towards the yellow door while you and Luna were talking.
See? Never get dragged into an argument when there are murderers on the loose. He just walked out.
Yes. He did check the results before he left.
I bet he wasn't very happy. If Phi had chosen Betray, he'd be sitting pretty with 9 BP right now.
I imagine he would. Fortunately, Phi is much too clever for that. That was why I chose Ally. It was his decision.
But if you betrayed her, then you'd have been able to get out of here.
Perhaps. But I made a promise to Phi.
Promise? Huh. You know what, I know it's still early days, we're going to take a short break. I need to go and hydrate and stretch and regain the power of consciousness, and you should do at least one of those things as well if you're watching. And hey, if you're watching and you haven't taken meds and you need to, take a moment to take them. I'm going away, but I'll be back, so hang around, I guess. See you in a few. And we're back. Hello everyone. I'm a little bit more with it, so that's good. Are you really sure Kay wouldn't betray you? Of course not, I'm not an idiot. I didn't really have a choice though. The only option was to trust him. That's so. Yeah. Don't you think that's important? Trust someone, I mean. Alright, we should go and look for Quark too.
Indeed. Best we split up, wouldn't you say?
Would that be best, Kay? Would it? Oh yeah, that was the other thing we learned, was that the dead lady was Kay's kind of surrogate mother. Kay grew up in this facility, and his father, who may or may not be Zero Senior, but absolutely is, had a research assistant who he kind of imprinted on. We did say. And Jesus Christ, what? I've only just seen my camera. Has the lighting changed or something? Or have I just become a ghost? Excuse the audio interruption for a minute. Yeah, wow. There, that works. Don't know why my chroma just occasionally goes, nope, not having that. Anyway, I took the magenta door. Fly went to the yellow door. And Kay took the cyan door. See, we can just teleport between rooms when we want to. Have a look at all these backgrounds we made. They're pretty great. Rip Cockney Robot. But no matter how hard I looked, Quark was nowhere to be found. Eventually I decided to head back to the warehouse. Oh, there he is. Tenmyoji? What's going on? You found Quark?
Wouldn't be here if I hadn't.
Where was he?
Like I'm gonna tell you that.
Oh, please do. It'll be helpful in another timeline. What? Did I do something wrong?
You broke your promise to Luna. I don't like people who break promises.
I mean, fair. There was no rebuttal for that. Well, I'm glad you found him.
Ha! You got some balls saying that, acting like you give a shit about him.
Is he okay? He looks tired.
He's just sleeping. Seems somebody shot him up with some kind of anesthetic.
So, what? Who?
Hell if I know. And honestly, I don't really care anymore.
Why not?
Quark's safe. Now all I have to do is get him out of here and this'll all be over.
Wait, you make it sound like you can get out right now.
I can. Well, he can.
How?
Didn't you see the results? Quark's BP is
9.
Exactly.
So you're gonna have him pull the lever and open the number 9 door?
Yeah. Of course he's gonna need my help to do that.
But what about you? You've only got 4 BP. Even if you can get the door open, you'll...
3. Now, maybe some of you are thinking, oh, if my BP is too low, then I'll just have someone with high enough BP open the door. And I'll just slip through when it's open. Well, that's not gonna happen. If you think you can be sneaky, well...
Think I don't know that? Doesn't matter though. So long as Quark is safe, then My guard was down. I barely even saw him move. It wasn't until pain exploded in my stomach that I realized Tenmyoji had kicked me. Get wrecked, I guess. For an old guy, he sure can kick people in the stomach very fast while also carrying a child. I let out a strange sort of wheeze and collapsed to the floor. Blinking against the pain, I managed to find Tenmyoji again. He had maneuvered Quark up to the number 9 door. Stop! Tenmyoji! Moving made me retch, and before I could recover and call out again, he'd done it. Pulled the lever with the flimsy action. Tenmyoji's hand pressed Quark's against the lever. He looked back at me over his shoulder. Flop, flop. Well, this has gone great. It's just so good. Sorry. Door's almost open, so it's time I was on my way. Tenmyoji, don't be an idiot. You go through there, leave me, I know. I gotta stay with him as long as I can. Couldn't live with myself if I just tossed him out there unconscious, you know? You'll have, like, minutes. Then stay here. Can't do that. Why not? There's a killer here. I mean, that's fair. It's too dangerous. I can't take that risk with Quark's life. What, you'd rather just abandon him in unpredictable surroundings after you, you know, die in minutes? The number 9 door has been opened. It will remain open for 9 seconds. Wonder how much of that time that announcement takes up. See ya. Tenmyoji, wait. Don't do this. Tenmyoji. Tenmyoji! We don't even get to watch the incredibly slow door this time. No, instead we'll just look at art in which... Oh no, you can very distantly see the animation of the door. Why do they even have the animation from that camera angle? What kind of a choice was that? The number 9 door has closed. This ends the Nonary game. Thank you for your participation. As the game is over, all doors other than the number 9 door have been unlocked. Escape is not possible. Please enjoy your stay. That was how it ended. And Tenmyoji died, and Quark escaped. I didn't know. I laid my hand gently against my aching stomach and stared up at the ceiling. Faint, approaching footsteps echoed through the warehouse. One of them was a killer. Oh, whatever. Didn't matter anymore. I was never going to see the outside world again. Perhaps it would be better if I just let them kill me. I lay back, closed my eyes. Well, that was among the more depressing bad ends we've run into. Just succumb to despair. Anyway, that's another branch down. So let's go back and see what happens if we ally. I'm guessing it looks like we'll either run into a lock or a bad end almost immediately. Or maybe it's a character ending and it will take a super, super long time. Jump back. Fast forward. Click start. Doors close. Zoom 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 zoom. Be nice. Nice people don't get kicked in the stomach by old men. Results be displayed. Direct your attention. Do the anime portrait thing. Okay, so Quark's still getting onto 9. And everybody else allies and just gains some shiny points. Look at those points. Everyone's got loads of points. Apart from Alice. But she's also dead, so you know. And Temiaji, but he kicked me in the stomach, but so you know. And Clover, but she murdered me a bunch of times in a different video game, so you know. Points have been assigned. Look at bracelets. Do this animation.
Thank you, Sigma.
Yeah, no need to thank me. Just doing my job, little lady. I just did what I promised I'd do. Anyway, thank you too.
It was nothing.
Why is her, like, Hadoken her face off her shock face is one thing, but why is her embarrassed face focusing my third eye?
I also just did what I promised to do. Now we both have 7 BP. This is the home stretch.
Yes, it is. And we'll get to pair up in the next round too. Look, this is what collective action looks like.
Because I'll choose ally.
Yeah, you're an opponent I can trust.
If we were partners, you could pick whatever you wanted then, couldn't you? I mean, you'd get 9 points either way.
What, but hold on there. Why would I suddenly choose Betray? I mean, you've got previous. I've already chosen ally twice.
You're right.
Focus my third eye. Mind beams. So let's choose ally and get the hell out of here together. Sound good?
Okay.
Come on. Why'd you look so sad?
Well, it's just... there's a part of me that just can't feel genuinely happy about that.
Oh, you mean Alice?
Oh, yes.
Still haven't found Quark either, huh?
That too.
No, you're so clearly evil. Sorry, but you are. You're far too nice to be good. Still, Quark's BP is 9 now. Technically, he's 1. Is this going to be the same argument? No.
Why did you do that? What did you tell me all that stuff for? Were you just lying?
No. Everything I told you was the truth. You have to trust me.
I did! Look where it got me! How could you do that? Such a jerk! How could I betray you after that? And then you...
I'm sorry.
Are you Zero?
What? No, of course I'm not Zero.
Then how could you know all that? Where did you find out about that stuff?
What stuff? Please tell me. I'd like to find out about stuff.
I told you,
Don't lie to me!
I'm not lying.
Forget it. It was stupid to trust you. I mean, there's no way.
Clover, this isn't about me. I made a mistake. I got someone involved in all of this when I shouldn't have.
You mean
Yeah.
You did this to get Quark's BP up to 9?
Yes.
But you've only got 4 points.
I'm not important. The only thing that matters is that Quark gets out of this nightmare.
Hey! Where do you think you're going?
Isn't it obvious? I'm going to look for Quark.
Hey, wait!
Tamiyoshi didn't respond, just turned and walked off toward the magenta door. Clover started to follow, then pulled up short.
Oh,
She spun on her heel and headed off toward the cyan door instead. And then we animated the doors. Both of them. Because it's totally not the same animation in a different colour.
What just happened? I thought Clover had said she didn't trust any of us anymore.
Yeah, I know. But then she chooses Ally. Tamiyoshi must have said something to her before the last round started, but what? 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 Boom. That interlude brought to you from me growing up on early aughts children's television. Come to think of it, didn't you choose Ally too?
Yes, I did. Vi put herself in a situation where choosing Betray would be unwise. If she had chosen Betray, Dio would have 9 BP now. I concluded that her desire to avoid that outcome would be stronger than her desire to protect herself with Betray, and so I voted accordingly.
that was her guarantee.
Yes.
Then why didn't you choose Betray? You could be walking out of it with 9 points right now. You, once again, have previous.
It's because you promised, right?
Ha ha ha. Yes, that too, I suppose.
There was another reason?
Yes.
What was it?
It's difficult to explain. I suppose you could say I felt a connection.
What do you mean by that?
Well, when we were investigating the pantry together, I felt that Vi was somehow similar to me. Something in me said, don't betray her. You could call it intuition, I suppose.
Cut it out. Gut feelings are bullshit.
Vi.
Besides, you don't get to have a connection with me unless I give you permission, and I don't remember doing that. You're acting like we're pals or something. It kinda skews me out, to be honest. What the hell, man? He did you a favor, and now you're gonna give him shit for it? Huh.
You chose Ally too. Didn't you do that because you trusted him?
Not exactly. I just made him trust me. When we were in the pantry, I stuffed my face like an idiot. That got him to lower his guard.
What?
Did you really think that would be enough to convince him? I mean, if you were wrong, then he could have escaped and left you behind. What are you getting at? Well, I'm just thinking that maybe you felt some kind of connection to him too? Oh, come on. How am I supposed to feel a connection for a guy whose face I haven't even seen? You tell me. Shut up.
If we could, change the subject, where did Dio go?
Yeah, that's a good question.
He must have been here for the results.
Oh, I saw him leave. He checked the results and then left through the yellow door.
So where did he go? Suddenly the warehouse was filled with the groan and clang of metal doors grinding shut. We've heard... We know what the round 3, star keys, no set limit, yeah, Anytime we want, huh? Well, this is probably the last time we'll have this conversation. And that means, as long as you have the star keys, that you can play the AB game as many times as you like.
Probably won't be allowed to play it continuously, however. There's a period of time between when the doors open and when the polling ends.
Based off the last 2 rounds, I think it's about 45 minutes long.
So you can repeat the game once every 45 minutes or so.
Oh, that's right.
What?
Remember what Zero Jr. said?
As soon as the gates close, your colours get all shuffled up automatically. The pair and solo assignments hop around a bit too.
Oh yeah. What are your bracelets, guys? Yeah, I think we're going to be unlocking more flowchart on this one, because the fact that we're talking about bracelets means we're probably going to be looking at going through the white doors. Looks like I'm a magenta pair. Me too. Looks like we're pairing up again. Better than getting stuck with Dio, I guess. Hey, what's that supposed to mean?
I am a yellow pair. What about you, Luna?
I'm a solo, but I'm green.
Oh, okay, it's us, Fi and Luna for the last room. Wait, green?
Yes.
Hold on a minute. Weren't the colours for the first game red, green and blue? And we used those colours to open the magenta, yellow and cyan doors, right?
Yes, that's right.
And the next round we have magenta, yellow and cyan bracelets and open the red, green and blue doors, right?
Yes.
But this time we've got magenta and yellow pairs, but also a green solo? What colour doors are we supposed to open? Oh yeah, we haven't seen them on this route.
And where are they?
Well, we need to check the other bracelets before we make any decisions. How have you not seen Warehouse B when you've been looking all over the place for Quark? Just saying.
That means Dio, Temioji, and Clover.
And Quark?
We'll need to check Alice's bracelet too. Anyone could just pick it up now.
I'm amazed nobody has.
I will try and find the remaining people and their bracelets. Quark will be my first priority.
I'll come with you.
Very well.
I'll go check on Alice's bracelet then.
And don't forget to retrieve it. We'll likely need it to get through the chromatic doors.
Right. Sigma, can you come with me? What? Okay. Let's go. Gonna have to see her again. I feel sick just thinking about it.
Shouldn't we decide on a time to meet up, just in case? Let's see, when do the doors open?
Still quite a while. An hour and 21 minutes.
And let's take half of that. What do you say we all meet back here in 40 minutes?
Sounds good. Kay and Luna step through the magenta door and out of the warehouse. Hey, you don't think Kay is the killer, do you? What do you think it stands for? Maybe. Maybe? But if he is, then Luna's in danger. Maybe. Damn it, Fi! You're not one to talk. I didn't see you stopping her. Well, yeah. But I just had this gut feeling that I could trust him because I'm a clone of him. Gut feeling, huh? Sure you're not the one who's feeling a connection to our armored friend? I mean, all that plating is pretty flattering to his figure. That's not it. Are you sure? Yeah? How many times do you have to say that you don't want to have sex with the walking suit of plate armor who is a clone of you? Or you are a clone of him? Have you considered that it might be Luna? Yes. No, that's not possible. Hence why I've considered it. Why not? Because Luna didn't need a knife to kill Alice. When we played the last round, Alice's BP was 1. Luna was playing against the two of us. all she would have had to do is convince us to vote ally, and she could have killed Alice easily. Has Sigma climbed into Kay's army yet? No. Hi Emily, welcome to the stream. You've missed, I'll be honest, not a great deal. Not a lot has happened in the last hour and a half. Temioji and Quark escaped in one bad ending, and we laid down and succumbed to despair. Fi earned Kay's trust by eating a lot of food. That's about it. She would have just had to pick betray. Exactly. But if she'd done that, do you really think the rest of us would have let her get away with it? We'd probably have tied her up or locked her away or something. Besides, there's no way in hell Alice would have chosen Ally. The only way to get an ally vote from your pair would have been to physically overpower Alice. Or trick her like you did with Dio. So, what, you saying Luna's the killer? No, I'm not. I'm just saying the possibility exists. Even if she was, I don't think we need to worry about Kay's safety. He's got a full suit of armor. I'm betting he's pretty hard to kill with all that armor. Alright, I think that's enough of that. Let's go check Alice's bracelet. Odds on her bracelet not still being there? Solid. Why did we need that tiny, tiny map transition? Just being like, we walked through this door. Overhead shot of you walking through that door. Here's the door. Clover? Whip pan. Hey, hey, come on, don't run away. Run away? Well, it sure looked like you were trying to get away from us. I wasn't running away, though. I just don't want to talk to you. Valid, I suppose. Isn't that pretty much the same thing? Look, running away isn't going to do you any good. Don't you want to find out who killed Alice? Well, you're not going to be able to figure that out unless you talk to people. I don't need to. Why not? I already figured out who did it. Who was it? I can't tell you. Helpful. Why not? You might be working with them. Both of you could be in on it. Oh, come on, of course we're not. Forget about it. There's no point. Doesn't matter what you tell her, she's never gonna believe you. Just tell us one thing, Clover. How did you know who it was? I noticed something. And what was that? Alice figured it out too. Before she... What was it? Why don't you figure that out yourselves? Anyway, I gotta go. Hey, wait, Clover! Nope, she's gone. Well, there she goes. Ah, shit. What's wrong? I forgot to ask Clover what colour her bracelet is now. Oh, really? That's it? Calm down. She's a cyan pair. You saw it? Yeah, I snuck a peek at it when she ran by. And it looks like Alice's is a blue solo. She reached down and casually picked Alice's bracelet up off the floor. I'll hold on to this. Yeah, good idea. Wonder what it was that Clover noticed. You mean what Alice noticed? Were you even listening? Fine. What did Alice notice? Oh yeah, that was the other thing that we learnt in the first hour and a half of the stream, is that Fi is 20, which seems perfectly reasonable to me looking at her character model, but Sigma's like, what? I thought you were like 13, which then casts the fact that he keeps making weird sex jokes to her all game even weirder. Fi didn't answer. Instead, she knelt down and began to examine Alice's body. What are you doing? I'm investigating. What are you investigating? What does it look like I'm investigating? I'm looking for any clues as to what she figured out before she died. Heh. Found something already. Have a look. Fi held something out. It was a handkerchief stained reddish brown. Is that blood? I mean, seems likely. Looks like it. It's darker than Alice's, so it's probably been on her since before she died. If it's not hers, whose blood is it? With the old lady? Maybe. Do you think Alice has killed her? Who knows? She could have just found this somewhere for all we know. Well, yeah, I mean, you saw her looking at something she'd found on the floor around the other side of the ambidex rooms, just saying. Thank you for explaining that reference. I had... Much as my queer theatre cred might have you assume otherwise, I have not in fact seen Rent. Huh. You think she figured something out from this handkerchief? Can't say for sure, but it's definitely a possibility. So, time we moved on. We need to figure out what Tenmyoji and Dio's bracelets have changed to. And we need to find Quark. Yeah. Let's take the blue door then. Should be able to get to the room Tenmyoji, Quark and Clover went to that way. Sounds good. And let's take the incredibly long transition route. I used to have Rent on DVD when I was younger, I just never watched it. Or possibly we didn't, and my brain's just inventing memories. You see the amount of talking about inconsequentials and admitting that I don't actually know things I have to do when we have to sit through these incredibly long room transitions. What was that camera about? This door, no this door, no those doors, no this door, no this door, no those doors, no this door, no this door, no this door, no this door is actually the one you're going through. It says rec room. Oh god, we're going back to the rec room. It's the only door that's unlocked. Yeah. So this is where Tenmyoji's team went. I'm gonna open it, alright? How many times do I have to tell you? You don't need to keep asking permission. Thank you, Fi. Okay, okay. You can't just do things without being like, hey, can I do this? Cool, okay, so I'm gonna do it. Right, I'm doing it. This is me doing it. 3, 2, 1, done it. Ah, this room. Tenmyoji. I'm guessing from your face that Quark's still missing. No sign of him, huh? Happy? What? I'm asking if you're happy Quark's still missing. No, of course not. Why would I be? Then does it hurt? You're so terrified about whether or not he's safe that it feels like someone's got your chest in a vice. Is that what that is, or are you just old and have COPD? Didn't think so. Quark's got an MVP. If I find him first, I might make him escape. Yeah, you've got previous. So it's better for you if I haven't found him yet. Am I wrong? Tenmyoji, what's going on here? This doesn't sound like you. I know you're worried about Quark, but... Just what the hell do you know? He's all I've got left. Something happens to him, I'll Well, Temioji, it's all my fault. It wasn't supposed to be like this. I never should have brought him here.
Did you just say brought?
Yes. Zero made me an offer.
Okay, this is news. Wait a minute. Thought you said you and Quark were abducted like the rest of us. You mean you came here voluntarily? Hey, answer me. What the hell is going on here?
Can I see the other side of your bracelets?
Huh? Why?
Please, just do it.
Somebody else has been doing the detective work. Excellent. Fi and I looked at one another. Neither of us knew what was going on, but there was no reason to refuse. We shrugged and did as we'd been told. And suddenly... Squirt, squirt, squirt. Yeah! Yeah! In the blink of an eye, Temioji had pulled out some kind of can from his pocket and sprayed both our wrists with it. Again, how different would it have been if this had been the first route we'd hit? Also, just out of interest. Okay. This is tagged as novel, and not lock, or end, or anything. Although I don't know if they do that before it gets to the end, so we might be about to unlock some extra flowchart. We shall see. Hey, what the hell, man?
Calm down. It's not going to hurt you.
Is this some kind of chemical?
Yeah. I found it when I was searching this room.
He walked toward the door and flipped the light switch. Good work, it's dark now.
Show me your bracelets again.
That stuff you sprayed us with was luminol, wasn't it?
Yeah, how'd you figure that out?
I guessed when you turned off the light. Isn't that the stuff they use on cop shows to find blood and, other stuff? Mysterious white liquids, you mean? Yeah. Why did you spray us?
Just relax, okay? That's all I needed to know.
What?
Neither one of you is Zero Senior.
Are you saying that because there wasn't any reaction from the luminol?
Yep.
Someone mind explaining this to me? Because I'm an idiot. Impossible artificial human. Well, you know as much as I do now. I was just making guesses based on what he was doing. Hey, Temioji.
Sorry, but I've gotta go. I need to go look for Quark.
No! Sorry, but I can't let that happen. You dropped a real bomb back there, and I'm not about to just ignore it. What do you mean when you said that Zero made you an offer? Why are you here?
I can't tell you.
Why not? I don't really understand how, but you seem to have decided that neither of us is Zero Senior, right?
Yeah.
Then why?
You don't get it. I can't tell you no matter who you are. Right now, we might as well assume Quark is a hostage. Zero Jr. seems to be aware of everything that goes on around here. If I tell you, he'll know. And then God only knows what Zero Senior will do. Please, I'm asking you. Put yourselves in my shoes.
I looked him in the eyes for the first time since we'd entered the room and saw nothing but years of loneliness and regret. Before I could speak, it turned and left the room. Through this door, which we must animate. Hey, can I ask you a question? It won't do you any good. Well, yeah, because he's an idiot, so whatever you tell him, he'll just be like... and then probably get murdered. Whatever you want to know, I don't know anything about it. No, it's not about what just happened. Yeah, then what is... Oh, I see. You mean his bracelet, right?
Chill, man. He's a red solo. I had a look when he was talking. Oh. Good job. That wasn't what I wanted to ask either. Well, what is it then? When he sprayed us, you screamed, didn't you? Oh my god, this is not productive or helpful, Sigma, stop. No. Yeah, you did. No, I didn't. Nah, I'm pretty sure you did. Not quite so tough when you're scared, huh? Shut up! You're just being a dick now, Sigma. You've got stuff to do. Get going. Move. Yeah! Sigma. Much as I'm contractually obligated to identify with you because you're the protagonist, you suck something awful. Oh look, here's the warehouse, which we're discovering for probably the last time. This looks like another warehouse. Guess there's one on this floor too then. Makes sense, I guessed as much when I saw the map. Chose never to mention it, but you know. What's that over there? Holy more graffiti. Yeah, we still don't know what the deal is with that. There was one on floor A too, remember? Yeah, there was, but... never mind that. There's someone else here. Is that Dio? Looks like it. Let's go see what he's up to. And we will run, because we run everywhere. What are you doing here, Dio? Oh, nothing. I'm just going with the flow, you know. I'm seeing where life takes me. You don't seem to have any interest in searching for Quark. Why would I? Do we even know he's really missing? Maybe the little shit's just off having nap time somewhere. So I figure, let sleeping dogs lie, right? Or kids, in this case, I guess. If we wake him up, he might realize he's got enough BP to blow this popsicle stand and ditch us. That happens, and it's all over. We'll be stuck in here for the rest of our lives, which probably won't be that long. The rest of our lives? Yeah, did I stutter? Or did you just forget? Zero Junior told us, remember?
The number 9 door only opens once. Once that happens, it's all over. It'll close for good after 9 seconds, so if you're not careful, you could get stuck.
Close for good, huh? Had to admit, I'd kind of forgotten that detail. But if Zero Junior had been telling the truth, we wouldn't be able to get out until we died. I mean, even then you wouldn't be able to... Yeah, hell, even that might not be enough. Maybe they'd just leave our corpses there to rot. The stomach did a little flip. So, what are you guys here for? Did you bring Fi here so I could kill her? What? Oh, really? You already forgotten your little stunt earlier? We're damn lucky Kay chose ally. If he hadn't, you'd be hanging from that crane right now. Sounds like you're getting a little desperate. Word of advice, Dio. That's not a smart attitude to have here. All you'll do is make sure that whoever plays against you in the AB game won't pick ally. You talk as if I give a fuck. No, I already know I won't be up against you two. Why not? Kay and I are the yellow pair. You guys are the magenta pair, right? Two pairs can't go through the same chromatic door. Simple enough for you. How do you know our colors? Kay told me. He was here a while ago. Speaking of which, Temyoji and Clover were here too. Guess everybody misses my company. Anyway, that's how I know what everyone's colors are. Was Kay by himself? Yeah. What about Luna? Luna? I haven't seen her. I see. Emergency meeting. Anyway, Kay and I won't be pairing with you two. We'll be taking the blue solo. That's Alice's bracelet. But how did you know that? Oh, come on, are you really that thick? Yes, he is. Look at the doors in front of you. Those are the next chromatic doors. So the next colour is white. Bingo. See that thing next to the door there? Looks familiar, doesn't it? Yes, it does. I get it. You and Kay are both yellow. You can get yellow by adding red and green together. If you add blue to that, it becomes white. Exactly. Get magenta by adding red and blue together, and then adding green to that gives you white. So that means fine, I would need to pair up with the green solo, which is Luna. Right. That means the other three would be in the same team as before. Temyoji, Clover, Quark. We know that Temyoji's a red solo and Clover's a cyan pair, so the only one left is the other cyan pair, so we can assume that's what Quark is. Could there be any other combinations? No. There's only one option this time. All we've got to do now is wait for these white doors to open. Only got 5 minutes left before it's time to meet up with everybody else. We should get back to floor A. I'm sorry, but I'm going to stay here. Moving around so much is a pain in the ass. Cool, nobody invited you. Come on, Fi. Right, on my way. And the map transitions. Walk up this corridor, look in this room, look at this button, look back at the door opens, fade to black, the door closes, it goes bing, the door opens. Fade up. Door closes. And we move again. Back to the map transition, walk around to the warehouse. These take so long! I know I moan about this every time, but it's just so egregious. Would this still be the longest game I've ever played were it not for these area transitions? The UX design of the map transitions is terrible? Correct. Case in point, I, the user, am having a bad experience. Huh? Something up? Why'd you just stop? Well, you see that clock over there, the one that looks like the sun? I could have easily truncated it into just the door with the room name or something opening. Yeah, or just warp us, just say we went to that room, and then we go to the room. And, like, we'll believe it, and they do that occasionally is the thing that really gets me. Like, if they're just like, well, it's a technical limitation, we need the time to load the new environment in, I'd be like, okay, that seems like badly optimized design for 2012, but understandable. But they've just teleported us to different rooms before. It's just like every 10th time you go between rooms, it'll just be like, and then we went to the infirmary. Bam, infirmary. A load screen with some art would be great. That's the thing. Load screens are not in themselves... This is, apparently, I'm going into rant mode. Load screens are not in themselves a bad thing. There are so many games with load screens that I really genuinely enjoy, that have art, that have, like, lore text or something. and it just gives you a moment to kind of collect your thoughts. But this is just the same meaningless room transition over and over, and it Anyway, yes, clock, sun. Yeah, it reminded me of something we saw earlier. What do you mean? Remember the graffiti on floor B? Do you remember what it said? Memento Mori, right? Do you know what that means? It's Latin for something like be aware of death, or remember death. I think it's usually used to mean we're all going to die someday, so don't forget about your immortality. In another route, Fi had to explain that to us. So clearly we've learnt something. What about the other part? Well, I mean, that's pretty straightforward, right? If the ninth lion ain't the sun. I mean, yeah, it's kind of nonsense, but... Oh, I get it. That's what the clock made you think of, right? The sun in that sentence. Yeah. Did you notice anything strange about that graffiti? Apart from the fact that it made no sense? Not really. Heh. Wrong answer. Maybe you're not the eagle eye I thought you were. I guess I have to do everything. Yeah, that's true. Part of it was spelled wrong. Specifically, they spelled ninth wrong. Should be N-I-N-T-H, but the graffiti had N-I-N-E-T-H. Oh. Yeah, I guess you're right. Ninth. They just put an extra E in there. Exactly. That's kind of a bonehead mistake. Do you think it was like a kid who wrote it? Maybe it wasn't a mistake at all. I am not following, because I, Sigma, am your resident himbo. Maybe Zero put that E in there on purpose. But why? Maybe because he didn't have enough letters otherwise? What? Just Fi giving a deep internal sigh. Anyway, if Zero wrote that graffiti, then it's gotta be significant. Remember death. If the ninth lion ain't the sun. Huh. Shit. Hey. It's already 2 minutes past time. And this conversation has produced very little actual significance. It's actually 3 minutes past because it was 1:21 when you said we'll meet up in 40 minutes. We should get moving. Right. Getting a little bit of stuttering, not sure what's up with that. Huh? Kay and Luna aren't here. Astute observation. What should we do? What do you mean, what should we do? All we can do is wait. We don't want to end up missing each other by accident. Yeah. Guess you've got a point. Hey, where are you going? I just want to check something real quick. Check what? The last time we saw Alice alive. She was right here. Oh, pardon me. Remember? She was kneeling down, looking at something on the ground. Yeah. What do you think she was looking at? Huh? Find something. Isn't this blood? Ah, nice work there, Sigma. Have a biscuit. I don't need you to pat me on the back, but I would like the biscuit. It makes me feel stupid or something. Yeah, the truth hurts. Huh. So, blood, huh? Oh my god. My god. Oh my god, Becky, look at that blood. Fi suddenly looked up at the ceiling. I followed her gaze and found myself looking up at a metal crane. It's the kind you might see in a shipyard, the sort that moves along a metal track and has a claw to grab and lift cargo containers. So, what's the deal with the crane? What? Damn, gone again. Stop running around! Just tell me what you found. I noticed something. Oh yeah, and what, pray tell, was that? Same thing Clover and Alice noticed. That's... Ugh. Can't you just tell me? Look at the number 6 AB room. The side that's facing the wall has blood in it. What's the first thing you think of when you hear blood? Vampires? I mean mood. Damn it, occasionally Sigma is just me. Like I say, 90% idiot, 10% genius. That's what makes a streamer. Yeah, this whole thing kind of sucks, right? Hey, puns. Come on! There's no time to be screwing around. Hey, you asked a question. Ask a silly question. Get a silly answer. I'm talking about this thing. The handkerchief Alice had. There's some blood in it that we assume belonged to the old lady. Consider this for a moment. Let's say this thing was on the floor next to the rightmost AB room. We'll assume that the blood on the side facing the wall came from this handkerchief. Okay, then what? Alice was looking at the handkerchief. Right. What do you think was going through her mind? Why is there a blood-stained handkerchief here? Or something along those lines. And did this belong to the old woman? It must have. And but if it did, then who put it here? Or wait, maybe it's just someone just dropped it, or they could have thrown it here. And you want more? Yes, it's Socratic. You're almost there. How long has this handkerchief been here? Also, like, you're getting frustrated at her kind of trying to make a point by leading you through the reasoning yourself with questions. You're a PhD student. You're meant to be used to that. Assuming, of course, that your PhD was ever actually real. Something like that? Yes, exactly. So how long do you think it was here? Well, I imagine it wasn't here from the start. Wait. When's the start? You know, when we started. You were getting there with the inductive reasoning, and then, bah! When you and I escaped from the AB room through the hatch on the roof. First thing we did after we got out and met everyone except for Clover and Kay was go look at the number 9 door. We spent a lot of time examining the AB rooms, too. Yeah, I know we looked at this from this exact angle. Pretty sure there wasn't any handkerchief there then. But there wasn't. Wait. Heh. Finally figured it out, huh? Are you waiting for me to click, game? Fine. Oh. They've moved the rooms. I suppose that makes sense. They've leapfrogged a room that way. No way. The AB room moved? Yeah. Is it that crane? I imagine so, unless somebody is telekinetic. Probably. They moved the rightmost one all the way to the left. So, what was in the leftmost AB room? The body of the old woman. And who was trapped in there when the nunnery game started? Well, it would have been the AB room on the right at first, so... Luna. Ha! Because Dio's wearing her bracelet. For the third time, Vi walked off without saying anything. Has that actually been reflected in the art whenever it's shown us the whole room? Or are they just saying, no, this is how it looks in reality? Because if it's actually there hidden in plain sight, then that's actually really neat. My body felt like lead, but I forced myself to follow her. She stopped in front of the graffiti that began 2 milkmen. Why do you think this is? Well, I thought it was just paint from the graffiti at first, but I'm guessing you don't think so. Is that more of the old woman's blood? Seems like it. So Luna would have killed her here, then taken her to the rightmost AB room? After that, she would have moved the room with the body in it, so no one would suspect her. That would mean the first person to get out was Luna, not Alice. So what about that handkerchief? This thing? Here, look. You see this line? It's possible that this line is from whatever the weapon was, which means this might have been wrapped around whatever was used to kill the old woman. So maybe Luna wrapped the weapon with this handkerchief, and then threw it between the rightmost room and the one next to it. And then when the room was moved, it came out. That means Alice picked up the weapon along with the handkerchief, and that's where the knife came from. Seems pretty likely. This is all just speculation, understand? There are a whole lot of things we still don't know. Yeah, it's a mystery, alright? For example, why would Luna leave the AB room, murder the old woman, and then carry the body back and hide it in the same room? I guess it's possible she just wanted to hide the body. But we still don't have any idea why she would have wanted to kill her in the first place. It's also worth noting that Zero Jr. seems to have let all this slide. He's supposed to be making sure the game goes according to plan, but so far there have been 2 murders, and he hasn't done anything about either of them. Do you think that means Luna's Zero Senior? Even if she was, though, I'm not sure why she killed the old woman. It's possible she was some kind of intruder who wasn't supposed to be here, but if Luna's Zero Senior, couldn't she have found a better place to hide the body? She'd have access to the entire facility. That's not all either. Let's say Luna moved the AB room to divert suspicion away from herself. If that's the case, why did she leave the handkerchief and the weapon there? She had to have known they'd be discovered after she moved the room. Besides, when and how did she operate that crane? Luna was with us since we first got out of the AB rooms, all the way till we found the old lady's body. You, me, and her went through the magenta door and investigated the lounge. Then we went down to floor B together and came back to the warehouse. By then, the room must have been moved. Of course! Ha! Why didn't I see that sooner? Luna has an alibi. She couldn't have moved the AB room. We're her alibi. Interesting. I have to admit, you've got a point. Wait, what? Okay, that's an adorable reaction. Just wait, do I? He didn't even put up a fight. You're gonna make me repeat myself. I never said Luna was the killer. Still, I have a feeling Alice thought she was. Which would mean that Clover probably does too. Oh, you mean that stuff she said about what she noticed? Yeah, my hair is being very uncooperative today. Right. Hey, Fi. I'm starting to get a really bad feeling about this, what, because of all the people who keep dying. Oh, and also, yeah. We were supposed to meet the others 20 minutes ago, but there's no one here. Right. Oh, well, here's someone.
Sigma. Phi. There you are.
Hey.
I'm sorry. I have some bad news. Luna is dead. She's in room 2 in the crew quarters. The same room where Alice was murdered.
See? Teleport between rooms. We can do it now. Are you still waiting for me to click to transition? Because that's weird. Again, when do you want me to manually scroll through frames, and when will you do it automatically, game? You're giving me some real mixed messages. This was the 3rd time I'd touched a body and felt cold skin. I thought it might get easier, but it had only gotten worse. I didn't think I'd ever get used to it, but I didn't want to. My hands began to shake, and I tried to steady them as I pressed a pair of fingers to her neck to check for a pulse. Nothing, of course. Luna was dead. Her eyes were flat and empty, the pupils dilated in what could have been terror. It felt surreal. Also, why are you going to describe how her eyes looked when you're also at the same time showing us art where her eyes are closed? Like I might blink and then she'd sit up again. She'd smile and blush and look away nervously and everything would be alright. Smile and blush and focus her mind beams. I blinked. She lay there, still, dead and pale.
And I trust him.
Grief cracked open like an egg and rage clambered out, hot and angry and screaming. Oh, is this what your PhD is in? Is just overwrought metaphors? Because, I mean, that's a pretty good line, I must be honest. Get some extra credit for that. It clawed at the inside of my chest and pounded at the back of my eyes. I mean, anyone who's seen my writing will know exactly how like this I am. I squeezed them shut and ground my teeth. My hands balled into fists so tight they hurt. I took a deep breath and opened my eyes again. Another breath. I stood up and realized Kay was talking.
I believe she was poisoned. See here? This device is some sort of syringe.
I think it's called an injection gun. Well, actually, says Vi. You can just put whatever you want in one of those vials and then pull the trigger. It's kind of like the needles in these bracelets.
The drug they used is the same as well. The label on the vial says tuber curare.
Muscle relaxant.
Yes. Since it's empty, I can only assume Luna was injected with it. See the mark on her neck? I believe it is safe to assume that is where her attacker injected the drug. Perhaps they chose the neck for the carotid artery.
I mean, you wouldn't even get the carotid going in at that angle, really. You'd have to have a really, really long needle. I believe so, at least. Then your guess is probably correct. Luna was injected with tuber curare and it killed her. What about the others?
Should I go get them?
No, never mind. I want to get your story first.
What do you mean?
When you left Oz, you and Luna went off together, right?
Yes.
But when we talked to Dio downstairs, he said he'd only seen you, not Luna. Why is that?
Luna and I split up as soon as we got to floor B. We determined it would be more efficient. Two of us working separately could cover more ground in less time.
Alright, so why were you late?
What?
You didn't show up until 20 minutes past the time we were supposed to meet. Sigma's asking you what you were doing.
I was resuscitating.
Resuscitating? decapitating?
Let me explain how I found her. I had gone to the warehouse 5 minutes before our meeting time. You had yet to show up, as had Luna. I believe I was standing between the yellow and cyan doors. Some minutes later, I heard something. It came from behind the cyan door and sounded like a woman's scream. Well, it was actually quite faint. It was several doors away after all, and as such I couldn't quite make out what was being said, or even if I heard it at all. It seemed entirely possible that I'd imagined it. I heard no other sounds for a few minutes following the scream. Eventually, the silence made me uncomfortable.
There's a big mood.
Perhaps something had happened, so I made my way to the crew quarters. As I entered the hall, I noticed the door to room 2 was
Slightly ajar. That was a very niche reference that nobody will appreciate except me, who finds it very funny.
That was when I first suspected something was amiss.
So I've got to get one of those in every week.
You can imagine the rest, I'm sure. I ran into the room and found Luna on the floor.
So you're saying you spent a good 20 minutes trying to resuscitate her?
Yes. I deduced that she had been injected with tubercularin. Her heart had stopped, so I attempted CPR. To the best of my abilities, at least. With this mask, I was obviously unable to provide artificial respiration.
Why didn't you tell us?
Because I had no reason to believe you would be in the warehouse. If you weren't, I would have wasted precious time. I chose instead to begin resuscitation immediately. As you know, even a short time without oxygen can cause serious brain damage. I felt time was of the essence. But...
Hey, how much time passed between when you heard the scream and when you came in here and found her?
I'm afraid I can't say exactly, but I would hazard a guess that it was around 3 minutes.
Did you see the killer?
No, I did not.
Then they had 3 minutes to escape.
That would have been plenty of time. When you leave this room, immediately to your left is a door that connects to the hallway. I assume they left that way.
Is there any chance they hid in this room somewhere?
No. I examined the room thoroughly before I left to find you. May I say something?
Yeah, sure.
I'm not sure if this has anything to do with Luna, but there was something I wanted to point out. Look, Alice. Did you notice anything?
Oh, hey, they took the knife. The weapon.
It's gone! Indeed. The wound suggests a knife, but I doubt we'll know now.
Then did the killer take it? How would I know? Maybe they took it before Luna was murdered. Why are you asking me? If they had it, why not use it to kill Luna? Huh. Yeah, that would make sense. What? Sigma, if you were going to kill someone, which of these two methods would you use? I wouldn't kill anyone. This is hypothetical.
I would choose the injection gun.
Right? Most people would choose that. The more you can divorce yourself from the actual killing, the easier it is to kill someone. There's a big difference between stabbing someone and injecting them with poison. So you're saying they took the knife before they killed her? No, I don't know either way. They could have taken it afterwards, there's no way for us to know. Could they have done that in the 3 minutes before Kate got here? It's not impossible. 3 minutes is longer than you think. And when all you've got to do is pull out a knife and then walk through a couple of doors. Anyway, what I was trying to say is that I don't know when they took the knife or whatever it was. We came here to get Alice's bracelet and then Kay came by later. There was probably about a 30-minute window. Anyone could have taken it. They might not even have been the same person who killed Luna. Or it could be. There really isn't any way to know. And if we don't know, we really shouldn't try and draw conclusions. That could color our reasoning, and that's not good. Conclusions without any evidence are useless. So just forget any conclusions you might have come up with. Save that brain space for something more useful. What brain space? Well, I think that about covers it. We clear? Yeah. Good. Anyway, we should tell the others.
About Luna, you mean?
Yeah.
We should go to the White Doors then. Dio should still be there. Hopefully Tenmyoji and Clover will be there as well.
Oh, yeah, good point. Once it's time to open that door, I'm sure they'll show up. Kay nodded and picked up Luna's bracelet.
Please take this with you.
He held it out to me. I stared down at the bracelet. Felt wrong to just take it. Like we were just using and abandoning her.
Is something the matter? You and Fi are the magenta pair. Without the green solo bracelet, you won't be able to open the secondary door.
I know, it's just...
Then...
He pressed the bracelet gently into my hand. I didn't know whether that was him giving us the bracelet or the sound of him fireman carrying us. It was ambiguous, is my point. Oh. Oh, that was a whole series of noises from my back.
If you don't wish Luna's death to be meaningless, then you must survive. Or do you intend to die without catching her killer?
Right. Yeah. Yeah, looks like we're going to be going into bonus flowchart, baby. I sighed and closed my hand around the cold metal.
Good. Shall we go?
Wait. Shit. What, did something happen? No. Well, not yet. We might be looking at a worst case scenario.
Excuse me?
God. What the hell is wrong with me? How did I miss this? I'm sorry. This is my fault. It's just, there was so much going on I wasn't thinking. What is it? God damn it. What did you miss? Quark? Quark? Oh. Oh shit. Tenmyoji is a red solo, Clover's a cyan pair, Quark's the other cyan pair. If he's not with them, they can't get through the secondary door. Yeah, exactly.
Oh dear. This is bad. And if they haven't gotten in by the time the primary door shuts, they'll be penalized. If we haven't found Quark by then...
Time. How much time do we have left? Great, so much. Oh no.
Let's just go to the warehouse on floor B. Perhaps Quark has already been found.
Maybe it'll take us that long to do all the map transitions. I sure hope so. Let's move. Autobots, roll out. And by Autobots, I mean... well, you know. Sigma's probably a robot. Vi may well be a robot. Kay looks like a robot. Robots in very bad disguise is, I guess, where I'm going with this. Oh my god, I had time to do that entire riff and we still haven't finished the bloody area transition. If they've left this in the third game, I am going to cry. Just in time. Chromatic doors have been opened. 5 minutes remain until chromatic doors close. Just a little bit of the jingle sound effect there. That's hilarious. You're late. What the fuck were you thinking? You trying to kill me? I'm panting. What about Quark? What? Did they find Quark? How the fuck would I know? I've been here. Look, forget about him. Where's Alice's bracelet? Which one of you has it? What about Temyoji and Clover? Have they come back yet? Look around, asshole. What do you think? Hey, pay attention. The bracelet. Do you have Alice's bracelet? Hand it over. Fi pulled it out of her pocket. The face still shone with blue light. This had been Alice's bracelet. Fi's eyes never left Dio's as she carefully handed the bracelet to Kay. Good. Let's go. Hey, what is this? What, you don't like this door? Fine, we can take a different one. As long as we're in the right group, it shouldn't matter which door we take.
That's not the issue.
Then please tell me, what the fuck is the issue?
Being a human being.
I mean mood.
3 of us still haven't arrived if we leave them behind.
No, come on. Now you're going to grow a heart. And if you stay here, you're going to kill me.
But
3 minutes remain until chromatic doors close. Alright. Fine. I'll be honest with you. And the truth is, I've got a kid. A baby. This is... For those of you who haven't seen his ending, this is not true. And I was told that if I didn't win this game, my kid's as good as dead.
that's...
You have to trust me. And I swear it's God's honest truth. Zero told me to keep it under wraps, but I figured I don't have a lot of choice right now. I'll tell you more once we get inside. Please. It's a lie, don't listen to him. I wanted to scream. Dio was obviously lying, but it looked like Kay was buying it. But he had to go in, I couldn't try to stop him. If I did, they'd both die. You have to believe me, Kay. Please. And if you won't do it for me, do it for my kid. If I lose, it's all over. Please. Kay turned to look at me and Fi. We both nodded silently back.
I understand. Let's go.
Really?
Yes. I have one condition, however.
Condition?
Yes. It is not for you, Dio. Sigma, I want you and Fi to go into one of the doors as well.
Huh?
Dio and I cannot be the only survivors.
God, yeah, can you imagine? Life at the end of the world where the only people left are you and Dio. No matter who you are, that sounds pretty terrible.
I would have the two of you join us. That is my condition.
Damn it, couldn't make this easy, could you?
What'd you say? Decision. Oh, what'd you say? The decision is yours.
No. I can't do that. You're asking me to leave 3 people to die. Use your fucking head for once. You're gonna get us killed. Is that what you want? I can't just leave them behind. Me either. I agree with Sigma. We can't just ditch them. I'm staying. Bunch of fucking idiots. 1 minute remains until chromatic doors close.
I see. I suspected that would be your answer. You leave me with no choice then. My apologies.
Yep.
You have my sympathy. I wish there was another way.
What? Why? You actually believe Dio?
No, of course not. I only wish to save you. If I had not forced the issue, neither of you would have budged. Such is your character.
Hey, what are you doing?
I confess I am not entirely sure. I will think about it during the 10 seconds that remain. Goodbye.
Kay turned and left, quickly disappearing outside of our door. Fi and I lay on the floor, moaning, curled around our aching stomachs. 2, 1, 0. Chromatic doors closing. Not quite able to walk yet, Fi and I crawled out of the secondary door. The punch Kay had given me had been... Oh, I accidentally double-clicked. Had been incredibly powerful, and my arms and legs still felt numb and tingly. Can you stand? Yeah. Can we just sit here for a moment, though? My body's gonna be fine, but I think I need a little time to get my feelings sorted out. The most important line in modern relationships, let's be honest. I nodded, and we sat there in silence. No matter what I did, I couldn't get their faces out of my head. Tenmyoji, Clover, Quark. I hope they were alright somehow, but I wasn't sure how much time had passed before Fi finally stood up. We should go. And that was it. She turned and headed for the end of the hallway, feet dragging as if she were carrying something heavy. It was a moment or two before I followed. Security? This is a new room. I think we're officially in bonus flowchart territory. Did you see the plaque on the door? Yeah. It said security. The footage from the surveillance cameras might run through here. Does that mean we'll be able to see what's going on in the rest of the facility? I'm not sure. Slipped off the screen, didn't I? Right now, all the screens are dark. Even if we could activate them, I doubt Zero is going to let us watch whatever we want. Yeah, I'm worried about them. You don't know what happened to Kay and Dio either. Yeah, well, let's see what we can do here. I think what we can do here is seek a way out. But honestly, looking at the time and how long some of the rooms have been lately, that feels like it would be a job for future Emma. Oh, let's look at the flowchart. Confirm the bonus flowchart hypothesis. Yeah, so much more flowchart. Whole bunch of flowchart. Bet you didn't know flowchart came in bunches, did you? But now you do. So, yes. I am going to leave it there because, yeah, apologies for the short stream, but if I decided to do a whole escape room now, it would take a very long time. I don't like doing them in halves, and yeah, and also I'm half asleep, so that won't help at all, so I should probably go to lie down before tonight's stream. Anyway, yes, the wrap-up. Thank you so much, everyone who's watched. Thanks for staying here to the end, it means a lot. If you've been watching this, you know where to find me, but just in case, this is twitch.tv/Serasent, S-E-R-A-S-E-N-T, the House of Hubris, where I'm playing this every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday at 2 PM British time. That is soon to be 10 AM Eastern, 7 Pacific for the next week or so, because we're in that bit where daylight savings don't match. So it will be a little later in the day for you, if you're on that side. Well, it'll be a little later in the day for anyone who's not coming off low daylight savings. Anyway, words. Yeah, so bear that in mind. And yeah, we'll be continuing until we finish this very large game. Which, given that we've still got 5 more endings, could take a while yet. What else is there to say? If you want to be notified when I'm live, which especially may be helpful because announcement here, I may or may not be doing something tomorrow for Halloween. If you want to be notified when we're live, if I'm ever live outside of schedule, give us a follow and you'll get a notification for it. If you miss anything, you can check out our VODs for 8 weeks on the Twitch after they've been aired, or about 2 weeks after they've been aired, they go up on the YouTube, which is youtube.com/users/rf191999, or you can look there, I think, like there. There's a link, says VOD Archive, click it, you'll go there. And throw me a subscribe over there, because it will help me get more eyes on things, and also it will help you, because every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, you will get a hot and fresh VOD piped into your inbox, into your subscription feed. You can, of course, subscribe or cheer on the Twitch, if you feel that me engaging ramp mode and doing whatever the hell I've been doing today deserves your money, but you very much don't need to. Just turn up and be chill and hang out and have fun, and that's all we really need. What else? If you want to find me elsewhere on the internet, best place to start looking, because I'm not hard to find, is on Twitter at Wairuce, that's W-A-I-U-C-E, should also be linked down there, where I do stream notifications and memes that get more traction than I expect. And if you want to see me in other projects, check out twitch.tv/TheBard's Playhouse every Saturday night at 6:30 PM Eastern, that is 11:30 British time for the moment at least, where we are back this week, baby. We're doing a Vampire the Masquerade ongoing 5th edition Fall of London Chronicle. It is a lot of fun. We're getting towards the end. We have been on hiatus for a couple of weeks, but we'll be back tonight. Tonight is the 30th, if anybody's watching this at a different time. It's a lot of fun. You should come check it out. And hey, throw them a follow as well, because they play a lot of good stuff. But I think that is everything. So, I will say thank you again, everyone. Sorry again for the somewhat shorter stream and also the bit where I kept kind of falling asleep a bit. And I will see you all, hopefully more awake, because I will have some time off work on Tuesday. Regular time. Which, like I say, if you're American, regular time will in fact be slightly later for you for the next week or two. I don't know how time works. Does anyone? Anyway, let's go. Bye.